So welcome to this session at the SAP International Utilities Conference. Today we're going to have Vistra Corp really sharing their customer story and their journey, how they migrated SAP to the cloud during the challenging time during COVID-19. So my name is Russell. I'm the Global Energy Field Director at Dell. I'm going to have Nari from Vistra Corp, Director of Retail Business Platforms, sharing that story, and then Lofan, who's the Director of Product Strategy and Alliances at Virtustream, give some more additional information as far as the roadmap in the future. So without further ado, I'm just going to go ahead and get started. Feel free to put questions in the chat, and we'll save some time at the end for those questions. So first, I just wanted to kind of say that, Dell has been very focused on the utility industry. Leaders of the utility industry are facing various challenges, especially with the global energy transition and sustainability objectives that are global. So they're really trying to balance the risk, the responsibility, and meeting increasing customer expectations. And Michael Dell believes that technology is an enabler of human progress. And at Dell Technology, we feel like that we're here to help our utility customers achieve those objectives. So we have a utility solution roadmap that we've been focused on. We've been surveying various utility customers, and one of the processes that we've really been focused on is the meter to cash process. We find that that's critical, especially during these times where utilities were not able to disconnect customers. Credit management, credit collections has become one of the top areas, especially for ERP solutions like SAP. One of the focus in our solutions is SAP for utilities. We found that the majority of the utilities that we were working with ran SAP, and then also we found that SAP has some really objectives to migrate customers to S/4HANA, and that's an area where Dell can really help in that migration. We have other solutions that we can always talk about at another time, but it's a very exciting time within the utility industry. There's a lot of investment going into the utility industry and helping utilities achieve that transition. So Virtustream is a Dell technology portfolio company focused on providing the leading, on-demand cloud platform to our customers. I think this is going to be a great opportunity for you to learn more about Virtustream and the services that they offer and the capabilities. And then moreover, also from a Dell technology, we recently announced our project Apex, which is offering our portfolio as a service to our customers. And I think that that's going to be, more details to come. But I think that's an exciting time at Dell Technology and for our future. But last but not least, Virtustream's been around a long time, so no need to worry. We've completed over 2,500 migrations. We've achieved many accolades over the course of course of the company's history. And then also, one of the things that Dell and Virtustream do is we really make sure that we de-risk a lot of our capabilities by getting all of the various certifications. So without further ado, I want to have Nari tell the story about Vistra Corp and their adoption of cloud. Nari?
Good morning. Thanks, Russell. Thanks for the introduction. Good morning, everybody. I'm Nari Thouda. I'm a Director of Back Office Operations and Integration at Vistra Corp. Vistra Corp, just a quick introduction of Vistra. It's a leading Fortune 275 integrated electricity company with operations in retail and generation. We have close to 5 million customers in retail and close to 39,000 megawatt hours of power with the diverse generation, from coal all the way to battery, including solar. We just don't have wind, but we have nuclear, natural gas, coal, solar, and battery. And our battery plant is biggest in the world, installed recently in California. And our solar is one of the biggest in the world, installed in West Texas. Like I said, we have operations in Japan and Canada as well, and total around 5 million retail customers. And we operate in 6 of the 7 deregulated markets in the United States. Coming back to the SAP and Virtualstream and Vistra Corp, the relationship, We use SAP for our retail business, for all our back office operations and customer service, which includes, soup to nuts from, CCMB, we call it, right? We used to manage our own data centers for many years. It is a company with a lot of heritage, more than 100 years old, operating only in Texas. We ended up, acquiring a lot of companies. Now we are proud to say we are an international company. And SAP, again, is used only for retail in Texas. And then one of our challenges has been, how much capital investment do we do, once in every 5 years, 3 to 5 years on the hardware and infrastructure. We are a capital sensitive company, of course, like every utility is. And we wanted to minimize and move into more of, cloud-based. I mean, that's where the world is going, of course. If you have your own data center, you have, a big target on your back. Let us do the best what we are good at, which is, serving our customers and generating power, and rely on the partners that do the best in serving, what they're best at, right? So that has been the focus. With that, our goal, we came and we said, hey, let's exit our data centers. We should not own any data centers. Partner with good, stable companies that align or serve our customers with the same integrity and focus like we do on our customer service. So with that, we said, okay, well, we have a multi-cloud strategy, a lot of things going into different places, but where should we put our critical workload was the question, right? When we came to that, I mean, SAP has been the most critical workload. Virtustream was our no-brainer choice. Well, we again, coming back to our strategy on the exiting data center, not only exit data center, but as much as possible go into software as a service model. And then if you can't do that, at least settle with platform as a service model. And if you can't do that either, then at least go as infrastructure as a service model. And as you know, most of the clouds that we have in the market, like, either Google Cloud or Azure or AWS or somebody else, they all provide infrastructure as a service. So we wanted to take it to the next level, platform as a service, at least with this. And the reason why we didn't go to software as a service is not because SAP can't provide that. It is because we want to have control of our own functional and technical with our own internal team, and platform as a service from basis and down. We found, Virtualstream to be the best partner in that picture. Russell, you can go to the next slide, please. Then why Virtualstream, you might ask. I think Lofan is going to talk a lot more about Virtualstream capabilities, more than I can even spell. When we did this analysis, we looked at multiple partners, like I said. We even thought about putting on the cloud and outsourcing the basis to some other third party as well, which all didn't look good. We want to have a single point of contact, one phone call to make from, basis all the way to storage layer, right? Everything, network and storage and compute and everything. So with that, I mean, we looked at Virtualstream. They had so many SAP clients already, happened to be first SAP certified company, even before Dell acquired it. And it's a multi-tenant cloud and very good, track record of, even SAP HANA footprint. Not that we are on HANA, but that's a question of when. It's not a question of if. We have to get there. And we wanted to make sure we partner with a good company to begin with. And they have 1,000+, HANA instances, as you can read through. Those are all the variables that we assess them. And moreover, it's not only what their track record is on the offering of SAP, but look at the infrastructure layer. Open the hood and look at infrastructure layer. See what is the reliability they offer. What is the RTO they offer? What kind of disaster recovery plans they have and business continuity they have? How reliable are those technologies are? Are they proven? Are they tested? Are they industry standard? Are they on the forefront of moving to the latest whenever there is a latest, introduced, right? Latest technology as procedure introduced. All that really made us very easy. I mean, Virtualstream has become our partner within no time. So it was a good good partnership for us to join with them. Russell, next one, please. So what was the scope of the project? So I mean, as you can see, guys, I'm going through, what, why, when, and how we did. So we'll go through those things. I should have said that at the beginning, but just setting the stage. So now looking through the scope, what are all the instances? It's very clear SAP workload, but what do you have in SAP workload? If you look at that, we run multiple SAP products like anybody else, no brainer. We all run multiples. The people that don't know SAP, when people say SAP, they think it's one, but you all know it is multiple products, right? There is ISU, which is ECC, CRM, like I said, we have Hybris billing, we have BW HANA, and of course SLT and BW replication we use, and SLT is used for HANA replication. We have SAP GRC, we have PIPO for integration, Solution Manager, of course, which is IT use tool. We have SAP Gateway for OData services. And we have a few other critical workloads, non-SAP went there as well, which are close to SAP, integrated only with SAP. Paymetric is one of them, which is our payments, card encryption, ACH account encryption technology that we partner with them to make our environment PCI free. So all that went in there. And the other things we looked at is, of course, the security. I should mention that. Security point of view, Virtustream has a pretty good portfolio in how to identify, how to detect, how to protect, how to respond, how to recover whenever there is an event, right? When we want to stop it at the front. Don't even let it come in. And with the world that we are living in and all the news, you guys can think of how important that security portfolio is. And moreover that, even if somebody gets in, how do we encrypt the data in transit or at rest? Our storage layer is totally encrypted. Even somebody gets a hand on the hard drive, right? The whole hard drive, they won't be able to do anything with it, right? So that is very important for us, for our customer privacy, as well as all the regulatory bodies that we have to deal with. So that's one of the reasons why we, of course, chose Virtustream, but that's in display, in fact, with all the things going on right now. Then what we did is, of course, that's the scope of systems and the testing and validation. I don't know whether we'll speak to this a little bit later, but let me hit on that. Testing and validation, when it comes to that, what we did is, well, it's on-prem before we moved. It's close proximity to our customer base. Data, flows through the wires. Obviously, the closer you are, the faster it is. We had this worry, on back of our mind, how is the performance going to be? Within the system, we don't expect that should be any performance issue because we're going with even more latest hardware footprint, but the data in transit and customer experience. For that reason, we have to go and really go through and baseline our existing, and in the existing environment itself, capture all the transaction times and the display, the screen display times, and all the critical business processes we went through, and we captured those. And then we went through and we actually phased our approach of migration, right? Development environment first, and then QA, and then pre-prod. We happen to have 4-system landscape, and then finally production. When we got to pre-prod environment, we happen to have exactly same footprint as far as the hardware is concerned, like production. So we could really press it hard as we could to test it out. That was our goal, right? And then also all the integration points with third parties, with our like payment trick is one of them for payments, right? A lot of bank interfaces, a lot of other customers, like, third-party payments coming in, or, credit and collections, we partner with some other third-party companies to do that for us. Bill print goes to a third-party company to print and ship the bills. We are pushing hard to go to digital, but some customers still want a paper bill. So all those customer interactions, 150 plus interactions with different software packages, how are they performing, right? Like I said, everything else, all others that I'm talking about, third-party softwares, went into our other private, public cloud, which is very, private VPC, of course, virtual private cloud on AWS. How is the AWS to Virtustream communication going to be? How is our user community in our network logging into SAP going to be? That's the user experience, and that's our app-to-app integration. So we had to do extra work to, plan for it, establish the pipes, test for it, and then feel comfortable before we can even, move our production. So all that planning, what do they say? Like, measure 100 times, but cut once. So that happened to be our theme. And we tested and validated against the baselines in our pre-prod. And then after moving production, our goal is we will now really rubber meets the road. We will measure against production, right? And then as a backup, what we did is on the biggest databases, we started reverse replication into on-prem for a week. We wanted to keep that on our back pocket. What if once we go to Virtustream, the network, the pipe doesn't work? We didn't have a whole lot of doubts or anything on the Virtustream footprint, the lay of the land once everything lands over there, because we know the environment that we're going into are even newer servers with better CPU and memory and latest CPU clocking, and storage is at a higher speed. It's all converged infrastructure, so they're all close together in the data center. We don't have that problem, but we were really worried about the communication. Data center has been in Virginia, moving from Dallas area to Virginia, going 250 miles, 300 miles away from us. So that was our biggest worry. And then for that reason, we replicated back, happened to have Oracle databases. So we reversed the data guard and started replicating back into our data center. Now, granted, we didn't want to run it too long, because the longer you keep it, the more overhead. We said we measure it for 1 week and we cut the cord, and that's what we did. Russell, can you go to the next one? Now, how is this? Well, I should mention one more thing. How did we do the production setup? Lofan, I'm getting into your question of Nari, you want to talk about how did we set up? How did we minimize the downtime? One of our biggest challenges, we have huge databases. Our production ECC database is 50 terabytes. And we know we cannot build that 50 terabyte system, even in like 4 or 5 days, right? Transferring that much data over the wire is difficult to even plant the seed at Virtualstream and then catch up and then minimize it. We cannot go without system for more than 48 hours is the max that I could get by begging and pleading and having, finding processes for the business, how they can even operate, in downtime mode. Still enroll customers, still serve customers. It doesn't look good when we don't, a customer calls and we say, we're sorry, our systems are down, we can't help you. We never want to be in that position. So the way we planned is a month before, we actually shipped our databases, the biggest databases. When I say biggest, any database more than 7 terabytes, we use this process. We took backups into an external NAS drive. We shipped the NAS drive through secure shipping, right? And then Virtualstream, took that, encrypted. We have an encryption key, of course, along with it. They decrypted the data, and then restored the databases and database are still recovery mode. And then we started Oracle Data Guard and HANA replication to start catching up the databases. That we ran for almost 15 days, and we are ready to go live, but then we hit with the pandemic. So actually, end of February was our go live initial plan. And then we said, you know what, we can't do this. This pandemic is coming, let's push it out. I think it's like 3 days before the go live, we said, we are calling this off right now because we have bigger fish to fry. Because we have a lot of other issues because of the pandemic, working from home, we have to, establish this, bigger bandwidth and technology and VPNs and security, and even call centers are completely going offline. We have a lot of other problems we have to deal with. The partners, we also have call centers from South America. South America is really struggling with pandemic as well. They don't even have that good internet, service for all their employees that they can provide from home, so that they can take calls from home. So we have problems all over. We have to quickly, bring up another call center in Las Vegas. You can imagine, I think it's not unique for us. I'm sure all of you have gone through similar experience when this pandemic hit us from nowhere, right? So with that, we have to push. And then we pushed, but we cannot say we don't want to replicate. So it started like, 2 weeks, and then we pushed it to like more than 8 weeks of, continuous replication. And of course, during the replication, you can imagine, every transaction log has to be accounted for, a lot of scrutiny, a lot of, eyes on the glass, continued monitoring and all that. So we put our team to real test through this process. And then when we started going live on the April 17th and 18th timeframe, our downtime is our downtime is 48 hours. That's our project plan says, and then we have to do completely remote. Even pre-prod, we did not do remote. In fact, I'm the guy who actually forced all the key personnel from Virtustream to come on site, and we ran a war room, right? We are all in a conference room. Everybody, like DBAs, basis guys, infrastructure guys, network guys, leadership. It was a dry run of our production go live, how it would be, right? Well, guess what? That dry run is worthless now because we have to do all of this remotely. So Zoom is our best friend now, right? And breakout rooms is our conference rooms, right? Different rooms. Before that, I didn't even know what breakout room is, to be frank. We became experts on how we can use Zoom. And this is actually, of course, the pandemic taught us all a lot, right? It's a culture shift for us, really, a very focused, be here, let's do it together, to let's do all remote. And within 24 hours, we had to do that. So with that, Russell, we can go to the next one. And just to give you some perspective on the overall size and the sheer volume of data we migrated through, those 4 or 5 months period, total 516 terabytes of storage, and 230 plus servers with different kinds of database, Oracle, SQL Server, and HANA, as you can see, and we have total of 48 instances of SAP, 12 products, but different instances of them. And then, of course, like I said, it's a lift and shift. It's all heterogeneous migration, homogeneous migration and V2V in most cases as far as the servers are concerned. But like I said, the databases are completely rebuilt in most cases. Russell, you can go to the next slide. Well, after all said and done, what were the outcomes of this? Key benefits that we wanted to get. It's been a year now, year plus since we are there with Virtustream. We are very happy with to what we experienced so far. It looks good. We ran a DR test as well in February this year. And everything came out good with RPO, RTO, and the downtime required. So end of the day, the key benefits here, as you can read through, predictable outcome, right? And reliability, which you can count on Virtustream, and the migration, of course, that's the short-term, key benefit, which was we wanted to do it like pretty quickly, and then, like I said, we wanted to minimize the downtime. All that was achieved too, which is very difficult to, if you go to anywhere else. And the other outcome we always look for is, by giving platforms as a service, we are actually giving a lot of workload to Virtustream so that we can focus our team on other things, what we do the best, right? The functional enhancements, providing that new features and functions to the business for growth, or for the competitive edge, to gain the competitive edge in the market. That's the point we're trying to make it. There is, enable our team to focus on the innovation. And the key outcomes, well, from on-prem to platform as a service, no brainer, trusted partner, like I said, we have pretty good guaranteed SLAs. Contractually, we have them, and also Virtustream proved it otherwise, right? Having contractually one thing, of course, you can have contractually the, whatever you want, but end of the day, if it is not done well, it's like buying a life insurance. We buy life insurance not to get benefit for you, but your family, right? When do they get benefit? When you die. But you still pay for the insurance, don't you? So, but you don't want it, right? So the reliability point of view, what I'm trying to draw a conclusion there is, you can have as much as reliability as you can on the contract, but if it doesn't perform, you might be able to go back and penalize Virtustream, but that's not what we want to get into. We really don't want the disruption to begin with. We want our customers to be served without a disruption to the business. That's the key. And we, that's why we have to really measure these partners and side by side and compare for the proven track record before you pick. And then that gives you definitely, of course, the outcome is guaranteed SLA. So that's what we did. And of course, the access to the workforce. We can't have n number of employees. Virtustream does this for a living, and they have global workforce, right? So that's of course, this is true with any service partner, but Virtustream we trusted and tested, right? And then of course we eliminate, again, that's our primary goal. If you remember from the beginning, we don't want capital investment every few years, because hardware lifetime is what, 3 to 5 years. To even get out of it into 5 years, you have to plan it 3 years. So every 3 years you get into a planning cycle to procure your budget and plan your project, and then within 5 years you have to move out to a new hardware. We have been there, done that, and we are not good at that. We have to go and get some other partners again, and it's been a big headache for us for the migration effort. And of course, the final one is the security and the way that Virtustream does with their, like I said, the identify and detect and protect and restore and recover, respond and recover, and all that has been very important for us. So I'll pause there or stop there. I'll pass on to Lofan. I think she has some good additional things about Virtustream that I couldn't even tell you guys. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Nari. Thank you so much. Rachel, okay. So I just want to say that we're extremely happy and excited given the opportunity to be part of the Vistra digital transformation journey. And some of you may ask, right, what is the expected ROI working with Virtualstream? Here is a study that I want to share with everyone. Recently, IDC did an independent study that they interviewed a group of our customers and find out that our customers are seeing significant financial benefits working with a working with a partner like Virtualstream, right? The study stated that our customers, they are seeing on average 343% ROI, that they will see the benefits, financial gain within 3 years. And we were able to reduce our customers' operational costs on average over 43%, and only require 8 months only to recover from the initial investment. I won't get into the details for the study here, but please come by our virtual booth and get a copy of this report to learn a little bit more details. There's a lot more information how IDC go about the cost benefits analysis. So the next natural question comes next is, how are we different, right? I think Nari touched a lot of capabilities earlier, and with the time being, let me just go into the core principle, how Virtualstream go about the cloud operational model. We use an integrated approach, right? We have a single team that you can work with across the entire stack. So with this approach, no one is working in silo. Whenever there's an issue, you always have a team of experts that you can reach out to that knows your infrastructure, they know the middleware, they understand the security, they understand SAP applications. And the point I'm trying to make here is everyone is responsible and they're working collectively together whenever the issues come. So there's never finger pointing and delayed when it comes to resolving issues. Now, the second point I want to touch is on the we are also highly specialized in SAP and the cloud technology space. Migration to the cloud, it's only the beginning, right? It is the quality of the ongoing support that really matter the most once you're in the cloud. And experience and expertise can go a long way. And what we have done is we use a proactive approach. We're monitoring our customers' environment 24/7. We proactively look into potential areas that we can help our customers to optimize their cloud spending, their system performance, and most importantly, security, right? Nari mentioned that earlier. Cybersecurity, ransomware is a hot topic today. We have deep knowledge in this domain area. We have our own IP, a trusted platform, have the ability to provide real-time security alerts in the sense that we're able to provide our customer a holistic view, how their overall security posture look like. And our experts, our cybersecurity experts will provide recommendation to our customer, take the appropriate actions to remediate any potential threats. Because your mission critical workload is your core of your business. So we want to make sure our customer environment is safeguarded and protected. Last point I want to also mention about our core principle is when it comes to managing SAP, there's never a one-size-fits-all that type of cookie cutter solution out in the market, right? We believe our customer is unique. Everyone require special attentions. And I want to point out that every single one of our Virtualstream customers, they get a customer success expert. And this expert is there to help our customer every single step along the way, from billing question, escalation, support, anything, right? This expert has a deep knowledge for their customer-specific environments, and their core responsibility is really dedicated to focus on any task to help our customer to become successful. Next, please. So I just wanted to wrap up what that means, right? So we have a one hand to shake experience for our customers. And our company was founded a decade ago. And back then, most public cloud option doesn't really work well with SAP. So we created our own Virtualstream Enterprise Cloud that specifically addressed that market gap. Now, fast forward today, we are living in a multi-cloud world, right? Our customer is asking us, hey, we love your service capability, but we want more. We want on different clouds. So we basically simply extended our service capability to other cloud options because we understand every business has different requirements. Some customers, they have very low tolerance for any potential unplanned system downtime. That's simply just not acceptable, right? I think Nari touched that earlier. The high SLA guarantee is the one of the key driving driver for Vistra to choose to work with Virtualstream. If your business model is in that category, you need a high SLA. Our Virtualstream Enterprise Cloud is perfectly for you because we do offer the highest SLA in the industry today. Now, on the other hand, you might have some other customer might be okay with a lower SLA. I just want to mention that our delivery team are certified with SAP, Google, and Azure. And we certainly have the cloud maturity, understand every customer is unique and you have a specific requirements. And our team will work with you. We will evaluate your business situations and determine which provide recommendation, which cloud option, what landing zone is best path forward for your investment that based on your unique situations. With that being said, and I want to thank you for joining us today, and I hope you guys find today's session educational and informative. Now I'm going to open up for questions for Russell, Nari, and I.
Do we have any quick questions? If we don't have any questions, I want to say, first of all, thank you, Nari, and thank you for sharing your story and the success, and thank you for your trust in us, and looking forward to continuing to work together in the future. So if you have any additional questions that come up, feel free to meet us in the booth, and we'll be answering any of those questions. And if you want some additional material, we can certainly share that with you. So thank you once again, and have a great rest of the conference.
Thanks, Russell. Thanks, Nari. Thanks, Lofan.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone, for joining. Bye-bye.
So good to drop off now?
Yep.